guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thank you so much for joining me on your month ahead reading, August 2022. So as you can see, I am back on screen. Usually these days, as you know, I show my hands, and I only do it because I really love just showing the cards. I just love kind of talking through the cards and, showing you what the cards look like. I'm not a fan of just holding cards up. I literally like to show you what the actual spread looks like that I'm doing. But I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be nice just to kind of connect with the audience a little bit? Wouldn't it be nice just to kind of talk to the audience, kind of like, and just really sort of connect on a facial level with the audience? So yeah, that's why I'm back on now. I don't know how long it'll be for. Sometimes you'll see me, and sometimes you'll see the cards. It just depends, whether it's a week that I really feel like coming on screen. If not, then, you'll see the cards and you'll see the actual spread. But I just thought it would be a really nice thing to do this week, just to kind of come back and kind of connect and say hello again. The other thing to say is, for those of you who have joined me on Patreon, I know there's only a small amount of you. I've paused Patreon for the time being. It was just getting a bit too much having to do that additionally with everything else that I'm trying to do at the moment. I'm doing a lot of stuff with the tarot at the moment, not just private clients, but I have other projects and things in the works. So I'm focusing on those things as well. And with the added responsibility of trying to record Patreon as well, I just thought, you know what, I think that's going to need to go for the time being. So for those of you who have joined me on Patreon, thank you very much. But I've paused it now indefinitely. This week, guys, also we're doing August 2022 for each of the signs. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be on screen first, talking to you guys and about what I'm seeing. And also, we're going to then pan the camera down onto the cards, and you'll actually see the spread. So you get the best of both worlds. I'll be on as well as showing you the actual spread. Also, after I've spoken, guys, what you'll see is an introduction. Also to the cards that are going to be used this week, the different decks that I'm using, and it could be any one of those decks that comes up for your reading. Okay, so I think that's everything said. It's really good to be back on YouTube. I know I haven't been around that much. I took a good while off, actually. I think it must have been 6 months. I just wasn't feeling doing it at that time, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I just needed a complete and utter break away from it. But for those of you guys that are left and are still watching the videos, I know there aren't many of us, but thank you very much. I'm hoping that the videos benefit you guys in some way. If you'd like to order a reading with me, click on the link in the comment section below of your reading. And yeah, let's get on with it, and let's see what's happening for the month of August. Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thank you so much for joining me on your reading. We are going to do August 2022. I am using for your reading, guys, the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcanas illustrated and written by Andrea Furtick. She's such a talented woman, this lady. Oh my goodness, one of my favourite decks ever. Beautiful. So we're going to use her deck today for you guys, Taurus. And yeah, we're going to just place one card at the top of the desk, and then we're going to, that's what you need to be focusing on for August, and then we're going to place 10 cards to have a look at what the energies are around that. And then once we've completed the reading with me on the screen, we'll then you'll then see a bird's eye view of the cards. Okay, that's how I'm going to be doing it on a month by month basis now. So let's make a start on your reading, guys. Okay, so Taurus, what is it you need to be focusing on for the month of August? The Queen of Cups. It's called the Goddess of Cups in this particular deck. So the Queen of Cups, I mean, it could be a person, it could be a water sign, but a water sign female. Who is the Queen of Cups? She's loving, she's empathic, she's kind, she's always got people's best interests at heart. That's how I read the Queen of Cups. She is an empath, she's sympathetic, she's understanding to other people's needs, she's kind-hearted, she can be moody, and from my experience of this lady, I mean, I've got a niece that is a Cancerian, and she's a Cancer, this lady. Obviously my twin sister and me are Scorpios. And what I tend to find is both my twin and my niece they can hide a lot of stuff. So when the cup is, like, I've noticed that her cup is covered actually. So when the cup is covered, and I've seen this so many times on private readings, somebody's holding something in. So they're usually hiding something emotionally. So this card can actually show up when you're hiding something. You're not allowing your emotions out. And sometimes you can let
things fester and they can build up. So some of you guys, it may be that you're dealing with somebody like this, or perhaps this is your energy, and it may be that there is a need to focus on your emotions. She's also a dreamer, she's a fantasist. She loves to dream about being a movie star, or she loves to dream about being a, you know, a world famous writer, or she loves to be in love or dream about being in love. She can also get hurt very easily. So sometimes if you get a reading and you say, will me and blah blah still be together, and you get that card, say it's a shouted cross and it came out in the end, it might be no, it might be you're left alone and moody and upset, because the Queen of Cups can be left alone and moody and upset. So I think there is a need, though. It's either a person, or there is a need to focus on, it's either a need to focus on somebody else who is demonstrating traits of the Queen of Cups, or a need to focus on yourself and the qualities that you hold as her. Maybe you need to focus on being more empathic or understanding to someone, or more loving, or more kind, or more helpful, or more emotionally supportive. Or maybe you need to focus on your own emotions. Are you hiding something? Are you, suppressing your emotions, for example? Are you depressed, for example, which is what she can be? Are you being secretive? Are you pretending to be one thing, but then you're feeling completely something else? Usually in the reverse, she's, completely overwhelmed, but in the upright, she can be depressed. She doesn't often take it out on others, though. She's not nasty with it or spiteful. Let's have a look at what the energies are around this. Well, the Empress, and you got a Queen of Cups, so perhaps there's something about pregnancy here for some of you Taurians. Maybe you're giving birth to something new, because the Empress and the Queen of Cups, they're both life givers within the tarot. Empress, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, those three people in the tarot are, they generally are pregnancy cards. So perhaps there's something creative or giving birth to something, the Empress. Let's have a look at the next one. Nine of Wands. I think that you're very close. Or there's something that you're giving birth to here with the Empress, something that you're creating or you're giving birth to. But I think with the Nine of Wands, you're either very protective of it or you're very on edge about it. Because the Nine of Wands can mean that, think about the Nine of Wands, Taurus, as being a bodyguard in the tarot. It's guarding something. But also the Nine of Wands can be where you're very tense and you're very anxious and you're very nervous and you're like, this is why this card can be about secrecy as well. Somebody who's looking, trying to protect something. So there might be something creative. I'm not going to talk about pregnancy per se, because not everybody that's watching this is pregnant. But I think that in August there's something here that you're giving birth to, you're giving life to, you're creating, you're nurturing. And I think for some of you guys, you're very protective of this with the Nine of Wands, but for some of you might be very on edge and very anxious about it. Okay, I think that you're very anxious about it because you have the Devil sitting next door to it. Okay, so I think that you're very anxious about it, and I think that with the Devil energy, I think that this anxiety has you really kind of bound. And some of you guys, it might be that you're feeling on edge. Maybe there's a lot of nervousness here. Perhaps you're nervous that with the Devil energy, it's just going to go all wrong. Things are just not going to work out. Some of you guys may be completely consumed by your tension, by your nervousness, because the Devil tends to bedevil you, and you may be completely, when you're bedeviled by something, you're completely consumed by it. So some of you guys, it may be that you're feeling a great deal of tension and nervousness, and you're completely consumed by this whole thing of kind of like, is this going to work out? Okay, you've got the Judgment energy. Judgment can be a revelation coming through. Judgment can also be releasing the Devil. This can be somebody who is finally liberated from the Devil energy. So perhaps this is going to liberate you from something that is really tough or difficult that you're going through. Yeah, what's this, Six of Swords? Yeah. Is that the six? Yeah. No, I think I think this thing is going to liberate you from a problem here, because the Six of Swords is a good card. It's moving on. And then you've got this Judgment, which is liberating. It's almost like there's this transformation happening into this new life. The Six of Swords is moving on from the battle. We've actually got two liberation cards here. You've got Judgment and the Six of Swords energy showing there. And you've got this Devil, which tends to tie you down and tie you in, or this is something bad. So I actually feel that you're being liberated from something that's quite evil here, and you're being able to pass through and move on. And I think here with the Nine of Wands energy, there's something that you're giving birth here to. And I think that now the Nine of Wands says that you're actually pretty much really close in the August time of being, because the Nine of Wands, when it sits next to a card, it can tell you that you're very close to something. So I actually feel that Taurians, you're actually very close to being liberated from this devil, and this devil is something that was really shit. Something really bad happened, but I think that you're very close. I don't think you're going to be all the way there in August, but you're very, very close to being liberated from whatever that devil is and being able to move on from some sort of battle that you were facing. So that's really good, actually. Very good top cards there. Whatever this Empress is, whatever you're creating, whatever you're giving birth to, very, very close to being able to transitioning and moving on from whatever this nasty devil energy was. The devil isn't always a nasty card. It can be very good sometimes. It can be like, you just have fun and things like that. But for me, this looks like the devil is also kind of, it's not transformative. Once it's got you in its clutches, it's got you. And that's that. It can be very hedonistic as well. So the type of fun you might have with the devil is kind of like naughty, doing something that perhaps you haven't done before. But also it's a very sort of, you know, it's just a negative card at times. And that's how I would read it. The Three of Wands. So we've got a future here. We've got progress. Three of Wands is progress. Wow, you are progressing towards being in a really stable financial place. Some of you guys are really progressing towards making a lot of money with this. The King of Pentacles. I see you progressing towards making a lot of money here. The Daughter of Swords. I think that's is that the Page? That's the Page of Swords. The Daughter of Swords. Page of Swords could be communication, information, as I read the Page of Swords. The Hermit. I think you're going to discover some information here with the Hermit. The Hermit, for me, often discovers. Page of Swords is information and news. And whenever I see the lamp shining in on a card, it's discovering it. So I see some of you guys discovering something, discovering some news here. Okay. I mean, you've got the King of Swords. It's called the God of Swords here, but there's the King of Swords. The Hermit sits between the King of Swords and the Page. So there's some information that you may discover here. There could be an announcement. You might be making an announcement here, I think. It almost feels to me as well like the Hermit looks to me, when you do tarot, you don't always read the cards in terms of, you know, a straight up combination. You also read the cards in terms of what you feel and what you see. It's almost like you're shining a light. I think you're the Hermit, actually. I think that you're, because these two are information cards, I think that you're shining a light on something that people need to know. Because that Page of Swords is information and the King of Swords is announcement. They're both informative cards. The King of Swords would be like an announcement being made. This is news. Both cards represent news. And we see the Hermit sitting between both of them, shining a light in on information that needs it. So it's almost like some information is being, or it could be what you're putting out there. There's lots of light being shone on your information. This could also be whatever you're doing here. Maybe what you're creating is news. Maybe you're creating some form of news here, Taurus. But it feels like a light is being shone. It feels like it feels like you're just going to do something amazing in August, Taurus. I mean, it certainly feels like it's kind of it's really weird with this reading because it doesn't feel like you're at the very early stages at something. It feels like there's loads of progress being made, but it still feels like you've still got a way to go with it as well, which is really weird. But I do feel there's a lot of progress here being made, and I think a lot is being shone on some information that you have. Maybe you're presenting some information. As I said, maybe you're creating information here. Maybe it's a website that you're doing or something like that. It feels like you're getting information out to people, but it could also be people are discovering what you have to say, because the Hermit is discovering, and sitting in between, or either side of the Hermit, is the King of Swords and the Page. So these are both information cards. They're news, they're information, they're words. And then we've got the discovery of that. So it just feels like whatever it is that you're saying or writing or doing here, Taurus, it's being discovered by others. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hone the camera down on the cards. I'm going to take a bird's eye view of this actual spread. So bear with me. Hi, Taurus. So this is the layout of the cards. So We said Taurus for the month of August 2022, you need to focus on the Goddess of Cups. That's the Queen of Cups. So, you know, I read, obviously, as every reader does, you read in league with whatever your cards are. And for me, this is, the first card showing up here is your abundance card of the Empress, or it's the creativity card. She's ready to give birth to something. And then you've got this Nine of Wands. You're on the precipice of giving birth to something as well. The Nine of Wands, it's a 9, so it's almost like this is the 9th month. She's pregnant and she's on the precipice. So she's very close to it. She's very close to giving birth. You're very close to giving birth to something, I think, that frees you from this devil. Okay, judgment means many things. Judgment can mean that something is revealed to you. Judgment can mean that you're being judged. Judgment can mean that you are being transformed. It can mean that there is a resurrection, so something comes round a second time. But it can also mean it's very similar actually to the Tower card, where we talk about the idea of liberation. So there's this liberation, and then you've got this Six of Swords again, another card that talks about freedom and moving on, and moving on from the battle. So I'm just seeing this kind of, these two freedom cards here away from this very sort of bondage card here. So I see you guys, and then there's this closeness of the Nine of Wands. So we see this closeness to this pregnancy, and she's very close now to her time of giving birth. So you're very close to giving birth. You're very close to giving birth to this energy here. So you're very close to giving birth to something that is going to free you from bondage, either a devil or from some sort of bondage that you've experienced. Or the devil could be somebody who is perhaps somebody's caused you a lot of issues. Perhaps there's been some toxic or nasty or negative energy, and you're very close to finally being free from this with the judgment and being able to kind of, move away from whatever this battle is. I actually think that this is a really good thing going forward, because I see that you're progressing towards becoming the King of Coins. So this, for some of you guys, could actually involve finances, financial security, and you're very close. You're progressing towards. We see that you are. I mean, you've still got a way to go a little bit here, if I'm being honest, because I love the version of this Three of Wands where we see that she's progressing towards that open door there, but we can see there's still a way to go there. And the rhinoceros almost makes me feel that this is like a slow process, because rhinoceroses tend to be quite slow. So it almost feels like you're progressing. So there's still a way to go, but you're progressing towards being the King of Coins. Perhaps you're progressing towards finally having that financial stability. Once you give birth to this thing that frees you from whatever that devil is, you're going to see some progress towards that king, that big money card there. And I think that everybody, this hermit, and also hermits tend to want to find out and explore things. So it might be that this progress towards financial abundance or financial freedom or financial security, stability, whatever it is with this King of Coins, I think that it's going to help you to, it's going to help. I think it probably involves people. See, we've got these two cards here, Page of Swords and God of Swords, which is the King of Swords. So Daughter of Swords, Page of Swords, God of Swords, King of Swords. And both cards would deal with information and writing and letters and news. So it's almost like people are going to discover something that you're saying here, or, there's maybe some news or something that you're putting out and people are discovering it. Because I actually think that hermit isn't you. I think that this is people who are actually, and it looks to me like these people have come a very long way, but they're shining a light. Or it could simply be that a light is being shone on the things that you're saying. So you're making progress towards, and also the King of Coins doesn't just have to be finances, it can actually be completion, a physical completion as well. So when you get often this card shows up for me when I do a lot of year ahead readings and stuff. So my year ahead would be, written and also video. So often when I'm like, I just do a daily reading, because I've got several projects on at the go, and that card shows up. It's like, yeah, you're completing your project today, and the Eight of Wands show, yeah, and you're sending it off. You're going to email it across or whatever. So this can literally be a physical completion. So it could be that you're progressing towards a physical completion here, in which people are going to see what you've been writing and saying, or there's going to be a lot in which a light is shone in on, what the news or whatever the information is that you have to give across to other people. So it looks like a very good amalgamation of cards here, Taurus. Well, how does it fit in for what you need to focus on with the Queen of Cups showing here? So I think in line with all of this, I think you've got to focus on your emotions, and you've got to focus on I think one of the things with the Queen of Cups is really taking care of your emotional health. So I think you've got to focus on taking care of your emotional health, because I feel that you're on the precipice of being able to release something that's been quite toxic and nasty. You're entering into this new life. We see with the Six of Swords, there's a transition. So, you know, you're on the precipice of giving birth to something new, of transcending this energy here, moving on from this, releasing yourself from it, but also stepping with the Judgment energy, because it's a new life, transforming into this new life here. And we can see this shift here, moving forward. So both cards can represent just moving into this new life. So we see you moving on from this Devil and you're going into this transformation. So it's almost like you're entering this new life. You're very kind of close to, you're making progress towards this King, towards completion, physical completion of something here. People are going to see what you've been saying, writing, broadcasting, because he's a broadcaster. This is words, this is information. People are going to see what you've been broadcasting, what you've been saying here. So you need to focus, I think, on taking care of your emotional health, because it might be, it feels to me like you've been working an awful lot here, Taurus, to bring something out to someone or something. And it just feels to me here that with the Queen of Cups energy, therefore, because of that, you need to be focusing on your emotional health. I feel that you need to, for August, in line with all of this stuff here as well, you need to focus on what your emotional values are. You need to, and also I would say with the Queen of Cups, you have to focus on being kind to yourself, you know, taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, creatively. Because the Queen of Cups is also with the cup card she's giving. Now, when you get cup people and they're holding the cup out, they're literally giving something to you. So this is also focusing on what are the gifts that I hold? What is it that I'm giving to others? Am I giving to myself, but also am I giving to others? Also, I think focus on your mood. I noticed that she's dressed in blue and she's surrounded obviously by the blue sea. Now there is a sun here and it's warming her, but also she's sitting on her emotions. So it almost feels to me like she presents the face of happiness with the sun above, but below she's hiding all of these emotions. So perhaps some of you guys, you're going through this and it's a wonderful time and you're reaching the precipice of something that is taking you out of something negative, but at the same time you might still be suppressing something emotionally here. So it's almost like take care of your emotional health, and perhaps there's something around the emotions that need to be brought out to others as well, because it just feels like you're suppressing something. But I wouldn't be surprised, because it seems to me like you've been working an awful lot on kind of bringing, you know, giving birth to something, and you're so close to it now, so close to it, and there's this amazing transition going on here. But it feels like once this transition takes hold, and once everybody's starting to see your words, your information, your news, what you've got to say, it feels like it could just go out of orbit, and it feels like it might be a case of that you just completely get consumed by everything and everyone, and you have very little time to take care of yourself. So I actually feel with this Queen of Cups, it's really important to take care of your mental health, your emotional health, and just to make sure that you are really kind of, you know, doing a bit of self-care, not just giving to others, but also giving to yourself. So let's have a look at what I'm going to use the Ancestor Spirit deck actually, just to have a look at what the messages from the ancestors for you on this one. So what, and Taurus, for Taurus, what is ancestors? What is the ancestor spirit? What is the message that you have for Taurus on this reading? What is the message that you have for Taurus on this reading, please, for August? Wow, upskill, work, career, crossroads. Nice. Let's have a look at what this is saying then. I have got the booklet for this. Oopsie daisy, sorry. Let's get the booklet out. Ah, there it is. So I did feel definitely that this was work orientated anyway, which it certainly looks like. Let's have a look at upskill. So let's have a look. Right. So you are stuck at a crossroads, and more information or education is the way forward. Upskilling or studying, and this could also be studying as well. This could be the Hermit, and the King of Swords could be a mentor. So some of you guys, it may be, and you do have the two kings in here as well. So another way to look at this as well is perhaps for some of you guys, and the Three of Wands, I've never read that as being at a crossroads, but I do see it as being somebody who is, this is sometimes from land to sea. On this card, it's not. But there is something about progressing oneself. So perhaps perhaps for August, for some of you guys, if this isn't literally launching something, it could be a focus on progressing yourself here. And with these two kings, it might be that you need to focus, and then you've got the mentorship of the hermit energy and the inexperience of the king of the page of swords. So for some of you, it may be in terms of progressing yourself, there is a need to get some mentorship, get some guidance. Perhaps two kings in a reading means that you're getting some professional help. There are highly experienced people around you who can guide you and help you and give you advice and teach you and things like that. So you've got the two kings here who could possibly, with this hermit, you provide guidance. The page of swords could be something new. It could be a new skill, for example. So some of you guys may be wanting to focus on progressing yourself, learning a new skill, and getting people who are highly experienced to do that as well. It could be that you're giving birth, you're very close to the precipice of leaving something that was quite negative behind here, but in order to do that, you need to focus on getting some form of skill, or getting some highly skilled people to kind of tutor you and teach you and help you and that type of thing, especially with this page here being the student. So that can definitely factor in for that as well. Upskilling or studying may be the solution to a career or finance issue. It is time for a change. Empowering yourself with new skills and knowledge will help you direct that change. You are ready to make a positive shift. We could see that definitely here. We see the shift here. But may have been underestimating your ability to study or master something new. You do not necessarily need to do formal study at a college or university. Doing a short course, attending a seminar, or completing a weekend workshop might be a good place to start. And this can definitely be it, because I forgot. I was so focused on reading it in the other way. The other way is definitely, this is the student. You've got the mentors here, King of Swords, King of Pentacles showing here, and you've got the Hermit, the mentor here. So you've got the 3 mentorship cards, 3 master cards. These 2 are masters. This is obviously a master and a mentor and a guide here. There you are as the student, and there you are as progressing. So yeah, a way to progress yourself forward is to focus on gaining skill and also knowledge from these highly experienced individuals here. And that's because some of you guys are literally on the precipice of entering into a new life and abandoning whatever that devil energy is there. The other divinatory meaning of this is be courageous and disciplined like the ancient Greek warriors. Do not settle for a job or career that does not suit you well. Ask yourself how you could stimulate your career progress and increase your opportunities. Be honest with yourself about what you could improve and take steps towards achieving what you want in your career. Now is the perfect time for you to go forward and make these changes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Excellent. All right, that is your reading, Taurus. If you would like to order a reading with me, click on the link in the comment section below. And yeah, have a great August. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.